This is Jonathan Huberdeau, and you're listening to Missin Curfew.
What's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
Fellas, coming to you from Hall Pass Media in Newport Beach. This is Missin Curfew. Olbs, the Updog, and our boy Swishy. Skinny skis there. Bend your knees. Fuck, that looks like the Updog going down the mountain there, fella. Looking for a cocktail.
Yeah, going skiing right into Cloud 9 there in Aspen, just looking for one. Going tips up, fella.
That is tips up there. Hey, Updog, Garrett, bend the knees.
Let me see. I can't even see this cat right now. But yeah, Schmaltzy's always dialed in. By the way, that was my first and only day of the ski hill this year, boys. It was a Cloud 9 experience on the last day of the ski season this year.
Yeah, I didn't get one day on the mountain. My skiing days might be officially over.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're over.
You're such a good groomer, though. You're such a good,
Yeah, but it's just the back and the knees. What's the risk to, what's the reward to... Like, I do enjoy getting out on the mountain with the boys, but I don't enjoy it enough to, risk fucking snapping an ACL or an MCL or something, right?
Yeah, I just...
And even the wear.
I miss the all black with the fucking aviators. Yeah. Just cruising, bud.
No, I put in some good shifts on the mountain, especially when I first retired. I mean, the one year, me and Mikael, we went, 6 days, 6 nights of fucking skiing all afternoon and partied every night, just getting after it. I don't know how we did it. Or I don't know how I did it. I know how he did it. He's a machine, but yeah.
Gets you up. So much fun, though, being up there, boys. Oh, I love it. It's freeing hopes. That's the best part, baby. You just keep the chin tucked and hope for the best.
Yeah. But you know what's also nice is sitting in that chalet down there at the Little Nell waiting for the boys to come down.
Yeah, it's so fucking expensive to ski too, by the way. It's like if you go up for a weekend, it's like $280 now for a day pass. Like who? For what? What if I go on one? What if I get pinned?
Rumor has it you're borrowing day passes up there. I heard some rumors coming out of Aspen that you were borrowing day passes.
Yeah, going here to St. Houses. It's the last day. Does anyone have a 50% off? Like it's the last day of this, Mikael's
for one special.
Mikael's like, yeah, I got 8 of them. I'm like, send one over, fella.
Can't you get the what's it called? The where you
icon? You get the icon.
How much is that for a winner?
$2,800 or something? Like
per ticket?
Per guy. Yeah, per.
Wow. But your kids will be cheaper than that, right?
Fuck, I tell you what, the kids, they're not on the hill yet, but a lesson for them each day at that little buttermilk with all the kids there, which shows you how fucking expensive Aspen is like $400 or $500 for an afternoon. It's crazy. It's like daycare.
I'd keep my kids at Aspen then because they're going to eventually hit the mountain on you.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they know how to ski by then. So it's just a...
Yeah, but it's just a day pass.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. You can put them on the mountain for the day for $280.
I wonder if that's the most expensive hobby to do. Golf is pretty fucking expensive too.
I mean, any way you do Aspen, it's $1,000 before lunch. That's how I chalk it up, right? Any way you do it, you're sitting at the bar, you're on the hill. You're
$250 a tug too, eh? $250 a tug. It's hard to find.
That's probably the best deal. Is the $250 all in for the full body release?
Yeah, they call it from A1. They call it. It's the little foot massage place.
Yeah,
you got a sweet talk in there. Yeah, that's a nice time though. You take those boots off, you get in there, and they just work the bottoms of the soles of the feet. Oh, that's nice.
Icon pass, $1,429 American dollars.
That's actually not bad though compared to what a day pass costs.
No blackout dates. You can get blackout whenever you want. Ups.
Let's see that. Scroll down there.
You can handle that, can't you?
Up to 7 days, 42 days.
The ice pick and I are talking back here. It used to be way cheaper.
Yeah,
if you were living there full time,
that's not the one that you need in Aspen. That gives you up to 7 days at 42 destinations. So
this one's got Mammoth, I think Whistler's in it.
Yeah, so but if you live in Aspen, you're gonna go more than 7 days.
Go view details on that. Does it get into any mountains in Aspen?
Let's see.
It's gotta.
Here you go. Steamboat, Copper Mountain, Mammoth, Big Bear.
Yeah, they don't even have Aspen Mountain on there.
Tahoe.
That's like the Nordstrom rack right
now. Snow Valley.
So that's unlimited access. Now go down to the ones that you get
what is Beecher?
7 days access.
Beecher has a pass.
There you go. Look, so you get 7 days at Aspen Snowmass.
Yeah.
You get Jackson Hole 7 days, Sun Valley 7 days. So if you're like a ski traveler, this is what you get.
I can't even fucking see that. Where's my kits on?
Get the kits on. So if you want Aspen, Snowmass, and you're going in for a 2 weekend, 2 weeks a year. You fly in there, you get 7 days there for that one.
Deer Valley Resort, that's a nice place there. The old Stein Hotel. You ever been there? Swishy?
Yeah, I went there for Christmas. Deer Valley is such a short porch, though. It's like 30-second runs. I didn't love it. Been there twice.
Brighton, Utah. Anyone been there? I've been there.
The Epic Pass.
Yeah,
is that the one I'm thinking of?
Brighton's beautiful.
Brighton's a nice time. You're allowed to snowboard there. You're not allowed to snowboard at some.
I like that.
Park City. Park City, you can't
get rid of the snowboarders. Refs. Get out of here.
That's why you might like Park Cities, right? Because it's just skiers.
Just skiers, bud. Alta skiers, all groomers.
I know you think I get money for Japan talk, but that's the new thing. Everyone's just going to Japan. It's like $25 for like world class skiing.
Really?
And then just $4,000 for the nigiri after.
Yeah, the food's cheap.
Yeah.
What does the Epic Pass get you? Was that the
Well, there you go.
Vale, Beaver Creek, Breckenridge Creek parks? Wow, they don't. Fuck Whistler. I mean, you guys are too rich at Aspen. They're not going to give you fucking deals on passes.
Oh.
They're like, these guys are flying in their own bird. They'll pay fucking whatever it is to fucking ski. But they don't know Upshaw's hanging around the streets, the mean streets of Aspen, looking for a fucking day pass.
Yeah, where's the designer? We stick to the designer pass.
Golf in California is, you can put that up with skiing in Aspen. Golf in the state is ridiculous. Private golf is crazy.
And the munis are terrible.
Yeah, terrible. Like when I tell people what it costs to get in the Big Canyon, they're like, what? Can't believe it.
Yeah, it's just,
like guys on the East Coast that belong to really nice clubs, they're like, holy shit. But we can play all year round. So it's
like a fourth line salary.
Yeah.
In the show. After tax.
Oh, it really is. Really is. We're talking ski season. We're talking ski season in May here. Eh? A couple of fucking. Sorry, fellas. Holy fuck, we're off the rails here early. We're talking ski season. Get prepared for next year's ski season with Missin Curfew.
By the way, Icon Pass. If you're listening out there, anyone that works there, we're pumping you guys up. Maybe throw the boys a little bone here.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I only went to Aspen once this year. That was for our boy Sheldon Nowitzki's charity game. Is he doing that again next year?
He is. He's actually doing a golf tournament this summer.
Wow.
First annual, Colorado Extreme Golf event.
When's that?
I think it's like early July, maybe like after the 4th, after we're done with the Stampede Fellow Tour. Maybe we just bomb in there.
Stampede, we got iced by Cowboys.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. Hey, Swishy?
Let's hit up a competitor.
We're grinding. They seem they're all set. I don't know. I can't get a hold. The gal that I had there, I'm not going to name her name. She would respond every time I needed something. We've done a couple shows up there, and we had a good talk. And then she kind of went back to her managers and left me high and dry.
I got a quick story. My first time at Cowboys for Stampede was, and all the talk. We talk about Ace. Hey, so I go in there young. I'm 19. He's playing with the Oilers. I catch him at the back bar at Cowboys. This is back when it was real raw Stampede. Like all the bottle girls had the fake bombs, and
they don't have that anymore.
It was all time, but this is like old school. You show your NHL card to get in. I go in the back, and he's I introduce myself. He's like, "What's up?" And you want a beer? I'm like, "Yeah." He had, the typical guy that was already dialed in the NHL at the time. He pulls out a stack of hundreds, like Canadian Monopoly money hundreds, and he's just flying through it. And he's like, bartender, and I'm just witnessing firsthand just what it's like to play for the Oilers, in Cowboys. And he just had all these babes around and stacked full of hundies and beers and highballs, and I was just like, this is, I got to get to the show.
Was he rocking the dreads back in the day?
Yeah, he did. He had the tight dreads going back.
Yeah.
Cowboys is a great road bar. Great road bar. You can put it right with the fucking roller.
They don't want us at that wild.
In fact, you could put for better staff, Cowboys is way better than the roller. For girls that work there, it's not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah, the roller never had any real hot chicks working there. Just real hungry ones going there for drinks. Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story, Swishy, where I had the whole Flyer? I went out with the whole Flyers team with Roxy, and I met this girl, and she was like, you play for the Philadelphia Flyers, right? I'm like, no, I play here in Vancouver for the Canucks. She's like, oh, fuck, I came here to fuck a Flyer. I'm like, hey, listen, I can pretend I play for the Flyers if you want. I won't tell anyone, like if you got a boyfriend or something. She's like, no, I really want to fuck a Flyer. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, fellas, someone come over here. But she was there just for a road team. You got to respect it.
That's unbelievable. Good, classy gal.
That was when the whole team came back to my pad, and I went to the rink, and Kessler's like, oh, I heard you had the whole Flyers team over at your house. Like
they're still there.
Yeah, I'm like, actually, fucking a few of the boys are still kicking when I left. But, I caught wind around Vancouver.
No, there's no bar actually in Canada. maybe the most high end, Earls or Cactus Club, but no one beats Cowboys during the Stampede. The girls get flown in there, and
for Stampede. I'm just talking on a regular. Weekend. Yeah, I've never been to Stampede. You're probably right about that. They fly them in. It's like the Wasted Management in Phoenix, right? Swishy, they fly those girls in.
Yeah, they're all imported from somewhere. You know what I mean? Whether it's Detroit, Cincinnati, they're bringing the cream of the crop from all over the place, all over the continental United States, and probably even Canada too.
If we're talking staff, Swishy and Updog, I would put back in the day, if we're taking the trip down memory lane here, Cactus Club, Yaletown, I'd put that staff up against any staff in the league back in the day. Shout out to Peter Gurgis. Me and him would go there for lunch quite often and
I would
see what we could do.
I would even say Pierre's that he had most of them too.
Yeah.
They were working double shifts.
They might have been working double
in there.
The old day-night doubleheader.
Hey, do you think the Stampede's a tough weekend to they're probably super busy. Like, we'd be better off to try to line up at the start of next season, a fellow tour to go up there for a game, and like, you think that would be better, Swishy, for them? Like, or Stampede seems like it's a big get, no?
Yeah, I think there's still enough hockey fans, Missin Curfew fans, Hockey Night in Scottsdale fans up there to do something if it's strategically placed in between, say, the day shift and a concert at night. I think we could easily do it. It's a hard sell for them because they have other acts and gigs going on, but I think either way could work, man. I think we could bring a really good crowd, especially with a lot of alumni in Calgary, bringing up some names, say a guy like Mike Commodore or even some current players. Like, to me, it would be a home run from them, especially in a time where, like, a 3 or 4 o'clock on a Sunday where they're not going to be busy. We bring in 400 or 500 people, or whatever it is. It's just, I don't know. You can lead a horse to the water ropes. You can't make him drink it, fella.
That's true. So,
right?
Well, we'll see. Stay on them, Swishy. We'll see. We'd love to get up there. If it doesn't work out for Stampede,
Arkells.
We should go up there for a Flames game and do a fellow tour at Cowboys or wherever we can do it.
Yeah, Battle of Alberta.
Oh, we could get. I mean, why don't we go up on the 5th and just do one at a sister restaurant like the Brew House or something right next door, where the fans who are like, "Fuck it, we're not going to Cowboys. It's only 2 p.m. Let's go to the Brew House, see the boys, and then we go there, and then we just rush in there and we watch Max and the Arkells play on the 6th.
Is that Brew House, or is?
Why don't you take charge of that, Updog? Get that dialed in. Yeah, if you get that
dialed
in, I'm in.
Grounds?
Yeah, I mean, it's on the Red Mile, 17th, it's 5-minute Uber, or 15-minute walk in the nice, Calgary sunshine. Yeah,
I would do that.
With our boots on, a couple cowboy hats, belt buckles.
I got my Stagecoach cowboy hat ready to rock. Let me know, boys. I'm in for that.
I know
I'm just not going to put much work into it.
Brett Kissel wanted to come, and he just launched a new album, so we could dial in him. But that Arkells show, they put on a hell of a fucking concert.
Yeah, they're great live. They really are. Stampede, never been
there. Yeah, I really want to get up there for that Stampede.
Boys, speaking of the Stampede, I'm sure there's lots of fights at the Stampede. I want to talk to you boys about this fight between the Leafs and Cats fans down in Sunrise, Florida. Listen, I grew up a diehard Toronto Maple Leaf fan. Dougie Gilmour, Wendell Clark, Darcy Tucker, Shane Corson, Gary Roberts. I don't like going down to South Florida here and getting bitch slapped around by the Florida Panthers fans here. We got them outnumbered. There's more Leafs fans than Cats fans, although the one Cats fan does look like a UFC lightweight champion of the world, maybe. But watch this, boys. The guy in the Nylander jersey takes a punch here. And it doesn't even drop him.
You got Marner and Matthews.
Like, this guy's jacked.
Marner and Matthews ain't doing it.
Yeah, I know. But watch this guy. He eats this punch here.
Well, look at that guy. He's got no shirt.
We want him to piss in the cup. Yeah, he's juicing for sure. But watch this, right? He eats it.
I think.
Boom. Now you got to go Buck Diddy. Now it's on. Now if any cop comes up to you, you're like, dude, he hit me first. The whole fucking team should have charged this guy. Because the other Cats fans, they don't want it. They don't want it. Numbers, like Mess said, you never go to
Wolfpack.
You go Wolfpack mentality. And to me, much like on the ice right now, and this guy steals his hat.
Yeah, not the hat, eh? I would say at the beginning of that clip, which we'll show, the young kid wearing a Panthers jersey gets pushed. He looks like he's maybe 13 or 14. I mean,
we don't want 13.
No, you can't be doing that.
But look at big 36 Campbell here. He's big enough to fucking eat hay and shit on the street. He should have been in there chucking them.
Yeah, but he's in Bakersfield right now.
No, this guy, they're wearing the jersey. Look how big he is. That kid should stay out of it. That kid's too young.
Yeah, you got to get the young guys out of there because I feel like the young guy got pushed first, and that's when this guy with the no sleeves.
He started feeling called
Tommy Sleeveless.
Thomas Sleeveless. He doesn't miss arm day, this guy here, though.
No, he's buys and tries every day. But
They ought to, sorry, Schmaltzy, but they ought to just watch what the hell's going on in Edmonton, where they just fight each other.
Yeah.
That's how you toughen up.
Fuck, I don't like Oilers fans fighting each other, though. But
don't you just tuck your chin and spear tackle that guy?
Yeah, I would say go for his skinny little legs.
Right. Like, just tuck your chin, spear tackle him, and then put Paulie D right on his ass.
he does look like Paulie D.
Like, holy
I mean, he looks like he's got some. The guy in the tank top looks like he's got some fighting abilities.
You see his footwork.
His
he
footwork
knows what's
is
up,
good.
Yeah.
However, if a guy hits me with one and you can take it, you got to start throwing, because it's technically self-defense now, isn't it? If a guy hits you first, and you just got to give your balls a tug and start chucking them there. If you've come this far, you've already taken one, Swishy. He ate it too.
Everyone's tough until they get punched in the fucking face, right?
Yeah, and he already got punched in the face.
Yeah. That's when your wires cross.
Yeah.
Unless you know you're going to get your ass kicked. But even then, you just got to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, fighting at sporting events is dumb to begin with, but if you're going to do it and you're going to wear the Leafs jersey and represent Ontario, let's fucking go here, boys. Hey?
Those lost 2 in a row.
Yeah. Who went fucking chuck them?
Do you think that's before the game or after the game? It looks like
I'm assuming it's
not
after.
really. No, they're not really going for the exits, though. It looks like that could be in between periods.
Little piss break.
Yeah.
I think that's a father-son duo with the Maple Leafs going there.
Here's this. Yeah.
I don't know. I like I like the energy. I think the guys ought to continue to fucking muck it up.
Boys, just go to the elbow room after the game. You don't have to get a fight. Just go try to grab something out of the elbow room. Hey, swish you up, dog. It's just. But if you are going to fight and you're going to take one and you're wearing a Leafs jersey, come on, man.
Yeah, fight for your girl, not
Come
your
on.
city.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the players, Marner and Matthews. They're not going to throw any back.
Right?
It's the right call.
You're right.
Fighter, hold the light, baby. Come on, do something.
As an Ontario boy, grew up like dying with the blue and white. That didn't sit well with me. But in all seriousness, be safe out there. But if you're going to take one, start throwing. Last but not least, our intro here, boys, one of my favorite teammates of all time. I called him the Mad Russian, Anton Huberdeau. We all remember from the COVID bubble, which feels like a million years ago, thank God. But when they won the Western Conference or whatever it was, and he just went, "We're not going home."
Yeah, the big goal.
Got the boys going. He was the guy to get the Stars fans wild up last night. It was good to see him. The last I heard of him, he was playing in Russia. And then I don't know if he's done, because I know they're in the finals over there. But one of my favorite teammates, the Mad Russian Anton Huberdeau. We're not going home. Look at that fucking Mad Russian there.
I had a good time with him at training camp. A couple lunches. Look at that beauty.
Yeah, he's a beauty. Especially, he's an all-time beauty.
Where is he from in Russia, too? He's from, like, just right in the guts of it, isn't he?
Gotta be.
Siberia.
He's just a mutant from Siberia, like Uppy said. Just a big old bear.
I give him credit, though. He went down. He was on a one-way with Anaheim. They sent him down. He played unbelievable in San Diego, fought his way back to the league, and took the Stars to the final.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, born in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So he played last year. He just finished up, it sounds like. He played in Siberia last year. He played 5 games. Oh, he played in the Russian jungle, too, last year. He had a little stint.
That's the team I think I could have went to.
Siberia?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's in Siberia, right?
Yeah, that's right in the guts of it.
Yeah, that's where I think I had an offer. Wasn't perfect.
Not getting the top points there, right?
No, you're going there just for fighting pierogies and fucking snow. Hey, from Rounders, I know you guys are probably talking about pierogies and snow and shit, but if you want to see this last card, you stop speeding fucking Sputnik. Well, yeah, see, look at that. That was the team, I think, Swishy.
Yeah, you're backed up right into
Look at that. You're almost in fucking
the
China.
remaining parts of Chernobyl right there, just breathing in.
The White Walkers are not too far away.
No, they're
up there.
They're not. They're climbing.
They're over the
walls.
wall. Yeah, they're coming over the wall.
Speaking of coming over the wall, I saw this clip of a girl in a cage watching a great white, and somehow the great white got in the cage and was trapped there in there with them, and they had to get. And then the fucking shark jumped out. It was crazy. Another reason not to get in those cages, right?
No, and not even. Don't even go in the ocean like when you deep sea it like that. These are nuts. There's too many shark attacks now.
It's funny you say that. My girl wants to go with her family to Florida in the summertime. I'm like, did you want to get eaten by a shark, or they go up to Nantucket that time of year, right? Is it too hot for the great whites in Florida in July?
Yeah, I don't know. The Florida, I know in Hawaii it's crazy. There's shark attacks on. Like,
look at this.
Some of the this is crazy.
The fucking thing's in there, and watch it come jumping out. She's in there with it. Hang with me here, up dog. This guy thinks about jumping in, then he rethinks it. He's like, why would I go in there? Look at this. And he fucking belly flops out.
While we're on this topic, my neighbor in, shout out Annabelle, she's one of the toughest little girls I know. Our neighbor in Aspen this past year in Belize with her family on a diving trip, jumped in to rinse off Obes at the end of this trip. I think I told you this. And the shark came, attacked her arm, bit her arm right off and her leg. And she came back after a huge battle to basically save her life. She's in Belize. She makes it back. She's an absolute story now of strength and recovery, but she's absolutely kicking around. She's got a prosthetic leg. She's been on Good Morning America. There's another girl, 16 years old, just like her, lost the same hand, same leg not too long ago. I know she's a friend of the pod. Her dad's a beauty. But crazy, man. That's nuts. Sharks freak me out, boys.
Hey, Kyle, can you go back to that? Like, obviously it was a chartered event. Like, is it safe to say you get your money back if the great white ends up in the cage with you? You're like, hey, you all right? You're like, yeah, by the way, I'll take my $1,500, whatever it costs here. Hey, switch out. I want a full refund. The great white ended up in the tank with me. Watch this thing.
Yeah, I think they probably reimburse you or give you maybe some free coupons for the next trip if you want them. You know?
Yeah.
They probably include that. A little something for the effort.
Yeah. Sharks are scary, man.
It's nuts.
My mom's terrified of sharks. She thinks like they're everywhere in the ocean. So
yeah, it's nuts.
Anyways, boys, before we head to our first break, let's not forget this show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Missin Curfew, Up Dog, Comcast, FedEx Top 10 update, fella.
Fellas, this program is brought to you by Comcast Business, powering the PGA Tour with leading networking and connectivity, advanced fiber solutions, and expert partnership.
Love it. This is parlayed nicely into the PGA Championship that starts tomorrow. We're recording on a Wednesday because I'm heading out to Baltimore with my boy Billy Quinn for a little member guest. Can't wait. But listen, here's the top 10. Rory McIlroy, Sepp Straka, who I watched play last week at the Philadelphia Cricket Club and played unbelievable for his second win of the season. Justin Thomas got his first win in a few years, a couple weeks back at Hilton Head. Scotty Scheffler won the old Byron Nelson, the CJ Cup last week, running away with it. Look out for him this week at the PGA Championship. Andrew Novak is a guy that's kind of just steamed his way on the tour this year. He won at Zurich with his buddy in the partner competition. And then a guy I absolutely love down there at number 8, the Irishman Shane Lowry. I think he could have a good week too. But there it is, boys. The Comcast FedEx Top 10 race for the FedEx Cup. A race to 25 bananas, I think, is what they get.
She's a race, bud.
Yeah.
The last guy ever to go back-to-back, Brooks Koepka, 2018-19. And I think Alexander Schauffele has a chance to do it this year. He's getting back into form after missing some time.
So with Alexander Schauffele, they have a PGA Championship dinner as well. It doesn't quite get the same respect as the Masters dinner, right? Like people don't like Tiger.
You get to pick the menu.
Yeah, he gets to pick the menu, but it's not like Tiger didn't come in for it. And like I think some guys take the option on it, but whatever. It was a nice Wagyu steak. But what I thought you would appreciate is he gave everyone some nice Cuban cigars with their own little humidor.
Oh,
that's a nice gift.
That's classy. I actually thought about this the other day, but just how crazy that must have been for Rory these whole years. Like when everyone on that, Wednesday after the practice or whatever, after your practice round Tuesday at the Masters, where they're all just putting on their green jackets in that private locker room and all going to one dinner, and Rory's just like walking by like, hey guys, see you tomorrow. That's just got to be. It's got to be such an amazing thing, and what a good history to have a little champions dinner.
Yeah,
I think it's classy. It's almost like the Stanley Cup dinner, right? You're just like, sorry boys, your name's not on the mug.
Well, that's like Swishy, and you even see it on ESPN with Mess and when they're fucking around with Subban. Like you win the cup, you can touch it whenever you want for the rest of your life, right? Mess picks that thing up on the set like it's his best friend, which it is. And there's lots of things I wish I would have won, but that's probably the coolest thing, Swishy, for the rest of your life. Wherever Lord Stanley is, you can pick it up and do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, drink, fuck, whatever you want. And the best thing is just the instant credibility you have just walking in a room, right? Your opinion just seems to mean a little more. You're credible. You've been there. You've done that. That's the coolest thing about winning anything, and especially obviously the Stanley Cup. Lord Stanley is you had that credibility and you just have that instant respect from all the guys in a room. That's probably the coolest part about it.
Yeah, so I'm looking for the PGA Championship this week, Ben, boys. Moving on here, it's the DraftKings playoff recap and preview presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Let's do a little recap first, boys. Like I said, we're recording on a Wednesday this week. Last night, Stars and Jets. Did you take the Stars?
Puck line, baby.
Wow, puck line.
Yeah, I was glued to the TV.
Why puck line? Just you wanted the better odds?
Yeah, I wanted the odds.
The Lupo puck line.
No, and in fact, I missed it on the DK, so I hit it live. And I hit it live right off puck drop, minute and a half in, and I just thought, you know what? I just think this is their game. But they fucking actually were on their heels a little bit in the first period. I thought Winnipeg did a great job of bringing the heat, but that goalie, I tell you what, Ottinger's making a big, big push to be the number one goalie in the U.S.
Yeah, right?
Big time.
Yeah, fucking whatever Hellebuck, whatever he's, I'm sure they're staying at the nice hotel at the Crescent there in Dallas, but whatever he's doing on the road, it's in his kitchen. Like, because clearly he's just, we're going to get to it on the Grand, well, no, actually I changed it, but do you see the goal last night on the Granlund 2-on-1? Like, Hellebuck looks so small in that net. I don't know, Kyle, if he could pull up the second Granlund goal on a 2-on-1.
What a shot.
Like, his head was below the crossbar. And to me, he just looks so small, swishy in there. Hellebuck, that is.
Well, if you're watching him, especially on the road, he's playing so deep in his net. I don't know fuck all about goaltending, but when I watch him, the best goalies, and when they're confident, they're on top of that blue paint, Obi. And right now, it seems like he's just sitting back. He's like a shooter-tutor in that net right now. There's holes everywhere, and like you said, he looks small. And for a guy that's 6'3", 6'4", whatever he is, there seems like these. You can pick 8-ball corner pocket. You got 5-hole. He's scoring on himself. It's perfect right now.
No, and I played with Mike Smith, and Smitty was a big goalie. He played deep in the net. But for my concern with him, and I don't know everything about goaltending either, Swishy, I'm with you. He just makes himself look small. And when you're right here, like, pause it if you can. But anyways, the top of the net was wide open and the blocker side was wide open. I'm like, this guy's 6'4", and he looks like he's kind of crouching down, like no confidence. It looks like to me.
Crouching tiger, hidden dragon.
Yeah, he's shriveled up right now. That's for sure. And like, if you look at all of their games, Obes, throughout a playoff run, you need your goalie to win you probably at least a couple, like steal you a game. He hasn't won one game yet for Winnipeg. All their wins at home against St. Louis, those are pretty much just efforts by their forwards and a lot of good comebacks. It's not like he's really like stole one for them yet, and especially on the road, it's been a nightmare.
Yeah, it has been. And you know what? Ottinger played great, but he let a stinker in last night. Ehlers from the corner.
Yeah.
To make it 2-1, I was like, fuck, that can't go in though.
I know, but that's a goal scorer's like trickery. It's like you're looking across, and you just know, like, my odds of throwing this between the 5-hole are actually pretty good. I got like a 30-70 chance if I hit my spot because the goalie's not ready. Excuse me. They actually highlighted in between the periods with, I think it might have been Weeksy and Mess, just of how that shot can be so tricky for a goalie. It's almost like this shot right here. Granlund.
Look at all that net, right? Great job there, Kyle. Look at all that fucking net.
He's looking. What a great play by the D. Hellebuck needs to know, my D just made a great play. I got to take the shot, where Hellebuck here is like, fuck, this guy's looking at his 2-on-1 guy. He's going to pass it. And then he just rips one. It's a perfect shot, but like you said.
There was a lot of net. Yeah, I could have fucking ripped that one by him. Yeah. There's a lot of, look at how much net there is there. Like, this is the fucking Vezina winner, maybe Hart Trophy winner. It's like, he looks tiny in there. But I disagree with you. The Ehlers goal can't go in, ever. I don't care if it's trickery or not, but to me, the guy can't score from the corner.
Yeah, ever. He was like on the hash mark. It was
but it was like a whip play to the net.
Whip play, but he wasn't looking at the net. So it's like you just don't expect.
But as an ex-D-man, Swish, I don't know how you feel. I got a job to do out there. Like that right there from the bottom of the circle in the corner can't go in. I know it happens, but you don't want that to happen in the Western Conference Final against, the Oilers.
No, that can't go in, especially outside the dots where he is kind of on the outside hash there now. I'm with you.
Anyways, I think it does go 6. I do think the Jets find a way to get it done at home, but the Stars are looking really good, boys. The DraftKings preview here tonight. We got 2 games. It was weird last night with only 1 game, huh?
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. I actually got to put the kids down. I got to help out a little bit, which is unique because usually these games go till, 9:30 and I'm just crushing the vino. And
well, I mean, kids, so I didn't have fuck all to do in the game. I watched basketball. I watched the Joker huff and puff up and down the court against OKC. He had a good game though.
What a shot he made to tie it up with was the minute left on that fucking 3-pointer. He was like standing upright. And he just lost.
Yeah, he had a great game. OKC just took over late in the fourth quarter. They got some speed on that squad in the association. The OKC there, especially.
Yeah, they got Lou Dort, child support. He's pretty good. Yeah, they're number one for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But I just think if Denver, like if we're talking association, they're going to need Jamal Murray, a.k.a. Jamal Furry, and he was a little icy last night. So they'll be all right, though. I think Denver, I still trust them in the association of that series. I think they'll get it done, probably 7 games.
So, boys, let's dive into the games. We don't have to get into it too much because it's going to come out on Friday. But I guess Panthers, Maple Leafs, what are your predictions when this does come out on Friday? Who do you like tonight? Is it going to be 3-2 Panthers, or are the Panthers going to be going home facing elimination?
I think it's I think this is going to be Toronto's game tonight. I really do. I think there's going to be a little bounce back. I think goaltending. I think Wall's going to step up and have a great game. I think Matthews somehow finds it. I think it's going to be a low-scoring match, a tight one. But I do think Toronto finds a way to get back using home ice advantage and puts a Florida team that's been here before, right? I think that's the one thing they really have going for them. Maybe they played a lot of hockey in the last 3 years, and that might be just, have they played too much hockey? Is Matty Tkachuk, is he 100% healthy? Can they get over the brink? But I think Toronto, this is their game. They got to have. They got to know. They got to, they can't go back to Florida. Facing Florida down 3-2. I expect them to bring the heat tonight.
Swish.
Yeah, I'm with Uppy. I think this is the game. I think Austin Matthews, like we touched on yesterday, boys, is indeed playing banged up. It's probably an injury that's been lagging through the entire season, to be honest. But in saying that, I think they're going to get a response from Mitchell Marner. I think Willie Stiles will bring it. And I even think the captain gets on the board tonight. It's do or die for the Leafs. And for the core 4, the core 5, whatever you fucking call these guys, I expect big things. I think they're going to push. I think they have enough dog into them to get this done, go to Florida and maybe get a closeout game. But if you need one, it's right now. It's at Scotiabank tonight. So we'll see, Opes. We'll see what these guys are made of, I guess. So see how strong their chin is.
Yeah, I think after you win 2 at home, you got to come back up 3-1. And to me, Florida played their best game of the series in Game 4. Game 1 and Game 2, I don't know what the boys did in between series down there. Like, I don't know if it was just golfing or laying by Chucky's pool, or they just weren't the same Florida Panthers to me in Game 1 and Game 2. And it even bled into their game in Game 3, and Brad Marchand found a way to get it done. Game 4, it looked like the Stanley Cup champs. They looked like they were forechecking and hungry on pucks and had that edge back to them. So listen, I think it's done in 6. I think Florida goes in there tonight and gets it done. And then I think the Cats take care of business in Game 6. But it is really a coin flip. We'll see what happens tonight. I just think the way the Panthers have found their game and continue to, I think Toronto's defense is tired. I really do. Swishy, you know what it's like going back and getting pucks all the time and getting hit. And I think that's going to continue on tonight and into Game 6 and into Game 7 if it goes 7. So to me, them grinding down Toronto's D and their championship DNA, I think this is going to be done in 6. Out west, up dog, we'll start with you. Preview of the Oilers Golden Knights. Game 5, your Oilers are up 3-1, my man. Saad and Stone, who cares if Saad's out? Stone is out for Game 5 as well.
Yeah.
Is it over? What do you think, Thoth?
Nothing's over, man. Just give me a drink. I think, listen, this is a pick'em game. Very unlikely that Edmonton's, been a pick'em, even on the road. They smell blood. They see the hurt. They see the way they got under the skin of the Vegas Golden Knights. But there's a lot of character in the Golden Knights room, Obes. You'd be able to say that. I know last podcast we talked about them, the size and where the fight in the dog has been. But I just think right now, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, these guys know that if we put these boys away tonight, we get a flight home, maybe in the morning, whenever the case may be. We're going to get 5-6 days off before we have to play a Dallas or a Winnipeg in the conference final again, our 3rd and 4th years. In 4 years, sorry. I just think Edmonton's on a mission. You talk about teams that have played their best game, Florida being Game 4. I think the Edmonton Oilers played their best game of the playoffs, Game 4 of this round, and we're going to expect to see them coming out hot. It's going to be a high-flying first period. Take the over, 1.5, and look for Edmonton to come out on top and on their way to the Western Conference final.
What's that Eric Church song, boys? It's just over when it's over.
I love Eric Church.
Ain't it? Rips you like a dagger. Can it, baby? Can it? Yeah, this thing's fucking over. It's over, boys. They can smell the blood. They can see it on their jerseys. Their captain is out.
Yeah.
Those guys, when those elite players, and especially you see just like the MJ-like vision come into McDavid when he just goes into sicko mode, it just turns. and he knows he's going into Vegas, and he knows who he's got to get done. And like Uppy said, he made a great point. When you can kind of bank some of those days and, the series doesn't go as long and you can squeeze out a 1-5 games like this, get a little extra rest, that's exactly what they want to do. So these star players, man, they go in, they know that. He's going to have the guys ready to play. It's not going to matter. Those guys are going to lead from the front, and as long as Darnell Nurse, the doctor, just stays on his feet, defends, doesn't give up 3 or 4 goals, they're all good. I got Edmonton in this one, Opes. She's over, baby.
Yeah, speaking of Eric Church, you mentioned Richardson earlier in the week. He was so rattled last year at Stagecoach. Eric Church did a full gospel set, and Eric Church has 10 to 15 bangers. Richie got on the horn with our buddy Stu that runs the festival. He's like, can you believe me, fucking Eric Church? You already just did there? You laid a fucking 11, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm sure that's the last thing you want to hear, Richie, but I'm with you boys. I think if this was previous years that the Oilers may go into this game thinking, you know what, we got a game 6 at home. Yeah, we want to win this one. However, if we don't, we'll smoke them back on home ice. And that very well may happen. But I'm with you guys. I think with Stone being out and the lack of, urgency in Vegas' game right now and how soft they're playing, in my opinion, I do think it's over in game 5 tonight. I want to see a game 6. Yeah, so I do want to see more hockey. But like you boys said, I think the Edmonton Oilers realize right now after going to the finals that rest is a weapon. So if they can take care of business tonight, I think they're going to be a hungry hockey club.
Yeah, Petro, you guys saw that shot he took off the foot last game too. Like at that end of the game, if he pulled his skate off, that thing's got to be a watermelon inside there. He took that shot right above the laces. So I just think, without him, banged up D, banged up forwards, where's the fight? I think this is Oilers series.
Yeah. We know you think that, fella. We know you think that.
Oh, it's like if you're looking at Butch Cassidy, is at this time of year, is there any adjustments he can make to ignite his team? He's got a couple guys out of the lineup now up front. Is there a move you'd maybe want to see him make in terms of shuffling the deck up front? I kind of put you on the spot, but I was just curious because you got to change something, man.
Yeah, I would say try to change his fourth line, but I don't think they have anyone else that could come in and make a ruckus, right? Like to me, they need some more energy out of their bottom 6. Yeah, they need Ikes to score. Thomas Hertl needs to be a fuck of a lot better and play with a little bit more jam in his game. Like I know he always plays with his long reach, but he's been playing at the end of his stick the entire series. He looks slow to me. I don't know, Swishy. I don't think Barbashev. If I had one thing to say, and we talked about it yesterday, and I do think he's probably banged up, but if Barbashev can come out tonight and maybe have some big hits early and get back there and crush Bouchard, Brent Howden's another guy that's got to get physical tonight. Keegan Colasar. If I was Keegan Colasar, I would go to fucking Cassie and be like, listen, when Kane starts, put me out there. And I would grab him right off the get-go, get the building going. Yeah. To answer your question, I think Keegan Colasar could be the one to get them fired up, Swishy.
No, it's a great point. I don't know, Uppy, if you have anything to chime in.
Yeah, I do. I would say this. My goal, I would look at the boys and say, every time we're in the ozone, I'm going to be on top of Skinner's face. I'm going to be falling on him. I'm going to be fucking putting my glove in his face. My stick is going to tap him on the legs every time I skate by him. I'm going to get involved. They got involved, the Oilers, in front of Aiden Hill last game, and it fucked up the whole fucking team. Mm-hmm. So I expect if you want a chance to get underneath the Edmonton skin tonight, you know that, Picard's already out. You make it hard for Skinner. He's on the road. He hasn't won a road game in a while. I would expect that's got to be the focus of these guys.
Yeah, I love that up, dog. Canes and Caps, we'll leave it. Swishy's already got the Caniacs fucking fired up, so we don't need to put any more. Although I do think Washington maybe gets that to 6 and it's over in 6. I want to see some more hockey here, boys. So moving on here, get this guy Labatt Blue. Brought to you by Labatt. With Labatt, you can buy beer and get gear. Go to their website, snap a photo of your receipt, and upload it to gain points towards exclusive merch. Any size, any product, anywhere you're buying Labatt. Sign up at rewards.labattusa.com. I'll start off, boys. I got one beer I'm going to dish today. It's to the Flying Finn, Mikael Granlund on his hat trick in Game 4. The whole fucking Finnish hockey team, they got the top line of the Finnish national team on the Dallas Stars, but that shot right there was unbelievable. Hat trick. I did say up dog and Swishy when they picked up Granlund from the San Jose Sharks. I thought it was a great pickup. Loved his game in Nashville when he was there. He's a playoff type of guy. That was right in front of our boy Billy Quinn. We'll get to that shot. But Mikael Granlund, get yourself a Labatt Blue. The Finns were flying, Swishy.
Oh, my God. The Finns were flying, weren't they? And they're not getting any better looking. I'll tell you that. I tweeted out a picture. They had a picture of the Finnish Mafia there. I think the only guy above a 6 was probably Rope hits. Now, listen, I'm not into dudes, but I'm just saying those guys aren't getting any better looking over there in Finland. It's like you live in Dallas, you think you could actually, maybe hit a little bit of, catch some UV index over there, but they looked like a glow stick on the top of a bottle of 1942 coming out of the club. So not perfect there from the Finnish boys, but you know what, Obes? I'm going to slide a beer to an absolute legend. Future Hall of Famer, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, 4 Nations champion, head coach of the Canadian Olympic hockey team. That is none other than the pride of Prince George, British Columbia, John Cooper. Now, John Cooper is a dear friend of the show, and he was kind enough to set up not just a group of assholes coming into Tampa Bay, but our whole entire golf trip for the North Dakota alumni, which is 16 bodies, over there at Innsbruck at Copperhead, where they play the Valspar Championship. So, Coop, you're a legend. You didn't have to do that. I actually felt really bad asking, but he's like, you know what? Give me a day, because that's what Stanley Cup champions do. He gets back to me, Obi, 4 tee times on Saturday, prime time in the morning, so it's not too hot. Coop is an absolute legend. He's been so good to the Missin Curfew guys, and I'm just thankful that you guys kind of, introduced me to him, and he's a legend, man. So good on him, and a cap tip to Coop.
Yeah, well said. Coop, you're a fucking glue guy. And I said to him in a group text with Swishy, I said, Swishy's got a bunch of boys coming in. I thought Copperhead was just straight up public, but you have to stay there. It's a resort thing. And so then Coop's like, how many guys you got? Swishy's like, 16. He's like, holy fuck.
As Captain Cons would say, that's a lot of dudes.
A lot of dudes.
Bro.
A lot of dudes. So then I was like, I was mulling over some other places, Avila. I'm like, you know anyone at Avila? Coop goes, does a one-legged duck swim in circles? I'm like, yeah, it does. And then we woke up this morning to a text from Coop, 4 tee times, good guy rate, got you the good guy rate.
Yep.
That's what happens when you go to 3 finals, win 2 cups,
Yeah,
and you're
absolutely.
fucking John Cooper, man.
4 finals,
Copperhead,
baby.
what a name.
4 finals.
4 finals.
4 finals Coop's been to. Sorry, Coop. Fuck, 4 finals.
It's insane. Just replace your divots, eh? Schmaltzy, get
It's a great place.
Yeah, get the
You're gonna
boys
feel
in
like you're
place.
playing in like North Carolina. It's such a sick track. It's good test. You got to work her both ways.
Oh, I mean, that's why I carry 2 drivers in my bag.
Love it. Coop, thanks, my man. You're a beauty. Get that guy Labatt Blue. Moving on here around the National League, the best league in the world, boys. We were all lucky enough to play in it. This guy was an absolute legend when he played. Our boy, the real Rocket Tocchet, named the new head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. Princey's got it reported 5 years, 25 bananas. Back up the Brinks truck, talks, eh? That'll keep the lights on. I did say earlier in the year that I thought this would be a great fit. I love Keith Jones. I know you love Danny B. And Rick Tocchet as an ex-Flyer. You got to be fired up for this one.
I mean, I got a chance to go in and play in the alumni game that it was for his. He was getting put up in the Hockey Hall of Fame for the Philadelphia Flyers with Paul Holmgren, and just the fan appreciation for Rick Tocchet, from the way he played to what he's done post hockey, TNT. Now coaching the Flyers. I mean, the fans love him. He played the game the right way, as you just said, Obes. He's a Hall of Famer, true and true, on and off the ice. This is a great pick. He's got his hands full for the first few years, but I think if you want a man boss behind there, he's your guy.
You boys know how I feel about the real Rocket. One of my all-time favorites, the best. Rocked a chin guard in his distance, or just unbelievable. I mean, talk about a guy that could do it any way you wanted. But that just brings me to, well, it looks like we're going Fella Tour Philly coming up for the next season, because we got to go see the real Rocket.
We got to go see the real Rocket Tocchet. Look at that picture of him there. The old CCM thin foam bucket. Such
All
a good
time.
helmet.
He was so nails.
He was so nails. The clip of Princey put up when he fought Wendell. I text him. I go, this is one of my favorite clips of you ever. He goes, I go, fella, this is a legendary clip. Heart was pumping, buds. Heart was pumping. He just goes in there and just starts chucking with Wendell. It's unbelievable. And listen, we all love the real Rocket Tocchet. I'm a little bit, I thought there was a glimmer of hope that I might have got him back on TNT to make my, Wednesday nights or whatever it is a little bit more enjoyable. But this is great for the game. Listen, they have a plan there. Jonesy, DB, they have a plan, right? So I think Talks can come in here and build the culture of what he really wants, right? Like, are they supposed to make the playoffs next year? Probably not. The year after that, probably, right? They got a couple years here. Really build the culture. And then on the side of management and ownership ups is let's spend some money for the real Rocket Tocchet, right? Like, how much cap space do they have right now? Does it say there on Puckopedia, Kyle?
I mean, by the names of their forwards, you'd think they've got some room, because I don't recognize half of them.
Yeah. $2.5 million, but it's going up.
We're gonna have Couturier come off that at some point, right? He's making $8 million.
When's Couturier's deal up there, Kyle? Can you scroll back over? He's in year 3 of 8, fella.
Year 3 of 8.
He's got long-term IR written all over him, though.
Yeah.
He's got listen, we'll pay you. Go hang out with Boley in Florida at Adios and just kind of fucking leave us alone.
They got a projected $24 million for next year.
There you go. Thanks, Kyle.
Yep.
Not a baby.
Thanks, Kyle.
I don't know if the DB and Jones are in a hurry to sign a guy this offseason, but in the next couple of years, I think they need to bring in some big UFA guys, especially up front. But I love the fit.
Let me jump on top of that. So, as a guy coming into free agency, you look at what Jonesy, Danny Briere, and Rick Tocchet represent, like you just said, Obes. If you've never experienced how the Flyer family treats you as a free agent, as a guy that comes in and you're wanted there, it's one of one. It's top notch throughout the league. So this might be this move in general can be a move that makes a high-end free agent come in and go, yeah, I get what you're trying to do. I get what you're trying to build. The culture needs to change. I want to be part of that. I know the history of Philly. I want to be part of that. So I think this is between the lines, this is a move for culture, like you just said, and for getting this team turned around in a quick fashion.
And I love what they're doing. They're bringing back fucking Flyers, right? They're bringing back Flyers. And more teams don't do this. And we're going to talk about my next, the Vancouver Canucks here next, one of my former teams. I did a radio show there a couple weeks ago or a month ago, whatever. I'm like, why don't you bring back some of the guys that were on the teams that went to the final? And I know Kevin Biekska's got a nice job, Hockey Night in Canada. Kess is coaching his kids, but maybe find a way to bring those guys and get them involved. I know the Sedins are there, but what I'm saying is I love that the Flyers are bringing back Flyers that played the game the right way. People in Philly loved them, and they're going to build that old school Broad Street bully mentality there. I know it's not going to ever be like that, Swishy, but I love that they're bringing back Flyers.
Yeah, I think that guys that have you get such a different culture when you have guys that have worn the jersey and they've also bled for their team, and that's what you have with those three guys in terms of you're looking at your managers, your president, as well as your coach. And I just think, for like you said, just to come in there and just reestablish what it means to be a Flyer, what it means to put that sweater on, what it means to be in the community, and there's no one better right now in terms of a coach than the real Rocket. So they got this one right. I'm fired up. Can't wait, and I can't wait to get the Philly cheesesteak, the game, and an icy cold one with the real Rocket.
Fucking real Rocket talking. When's the last time you've been to Philly? God, it's just a real dump.
Not perfect.
I went for an Eagles game years ago, but I mean, they got great fans. And by the way, the NHL is better when the Philadelphia Flyers are good. And I know you would agree with this. You went to the conference finals with them. They're just better. It's better when the Flyers are in the mix. So good luck, Talks. We love you here at Missin Curfew, buddy. Like I said, my former team, the Vancouver Canucks, have hired Adam Foote. I think it's a great hire. I heard some rumors about Manny Malhotra. I only played with Manny for a little bit of time during training camp, so I don't really know him that well. But I know Quinn Hughes for a fact loves Adam Foote. And I think if you're Jim Rutherford and Patrick Alvine, you got to do whatever you can to keep this guy in Vancouver. So Footer, good luck, buddy. I know he loves the city. Guy played the game the right way. He can continue to build what Rick Tocchet and him are building there, right? Like, as bad as a year as it was, they almost got in the playoffs. The year before, they won a division. Footy can continue to try to build that. And they have that same mentality under Adam Foote of a kind of an old school, hard-nosed culture. So good luck to him. I think this is a good hire for the Vancouver Canucks ups.
Yeah, I think they needed someone that still understands what this group has gone through and where the group needs to go. So keeping him and appointing him head coach is the right move. I think it'd be too shell-shocked to just bring in a new guy and have him try to fix it within months, right? Mm-hmm. Quinn Hughes is your most important piece, your most important asset that this team has. There's some big moves to be made this summer, what to do with Besser, Pettersson issues. So I think Footy, he's a guy's guy. He played the game the right way. He's tough. He's going to be able to speak to this group, and it comes from passion. It comes from a history of playing the game. So I think he's the right guy. He's got his hands full, though, Swishy.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, right now is not the time to bring in a new guy. Your best player and the guy you're trying to re-sign is your captain and Quinn Hughes. From a managerial side, this is the smartest move, and even in ownership is where you can have Footer come in here, give him the head job. Your captain likes him. Maybe that convinces him to stay. And if not, in worst case, you don't overpay for a coach right now, and you don't have to dish out a big name or a big contract for a guy that, hey, say maybe it doesn't work out with Quinn Hughes, maybe it doesn't work out for Footy. Well, then it's only like a 1 or 2 year thing, and you're not really, bending over backwards for a coach you bring in and you're going to can him in 2 years or whatever. So I think it's a really good move on the team side as well as the managerial side of just asset management, boys. So I like the fit, and Footer's a beauty. Used to work with him all the time. He was worked for my agent, and we used to do defensive camps every summer. He's awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a legend in Colorado for sure. The boys that played with him there when I was there absolutely love him. Trainers love him. The city loves him. You know, you talk about Quinn Hughes. He's the oldest brother, right? So all this talk about going to Jersey, what if he was just like, you know what, Jack? Sorry, Frosty, but well, you know what, Jack? Let's come to Vancouver here. Pedersen for Jack Hughes. And somebody else probably.
Brother, though, then?
What?
He wants to play with both of his brothers.
Okay, we can get Luke too. Blockbuster deal here. Blockbuster deal. I'd rather play in Vancouver than New Jersey, no?
I mean, if you're living in Snowboken, though, and you're just going right across the bridge to the city, hey, how are ya?
That's true.
Good poking.
Oh,
That's true.
A lot of poking. A lot of poking.
Yeah.
Hey, come across the river there, honey.
I would just like to see Quinn Hughes stay in Vancouver because I love watching him play for the Canucks as alumni. But good luck to both those beauties. Go get them, fellas. Last but not least, before we get to our guest here, Jay Swish, my man, it's the Jaeger Iciest Shot of the night.
Presented by Jägermeister, Obes. Serve it cold or don't serve it at all, fella. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold. For more, visit Jägermeister.com. Folks, always drink responsibly.
The way you say folks is so good. Kyle, before you roll, this is right, like we said earlier, this is right in front of our boy Billy Quinn in his 8 glass seats. Mikael Granlund, an unbelievable game. I had his second goal as the Jaeger Iciest Shot of the night until this moment right here. What a pass by Mikko Heiskanen. And listen, this is down below the dots, but what a shot. Short side titty. Damn, that's cold. That is the Jaeger Iciest Shot of the night. Roll it, Casey. Booyah. That was fucking ripped.
Is that far side?
That was just by him before he even knew what was going on.
Yeah, above the glove or
just ripped.
How are you?
Right in front of BQ.
What a feeling.
Here you go. He sure looked good too, by the way, Swishy, for being out since.
Oh, right above
his, just
right by his ears.
Damn, that's cold.
Yeah, he was buzzing back there. He looked.
I mean, for a guy who hasn't played since January, you know, you could see there was some rust to his game, but obviously his ability to skate, I almost forgot how world class it was. And we talk about your Oilers, and you know, it looks like it's gonna be them in Dallas. Him being healthy scares me a bit for Dallas. Like, he's just...
All reports are out that Ekholm might be back for the Western Conference Final.
Ekholm better be back.
Yeah.
Well, what could keep you out of the Western Conference Final? Like a bad back or a groin?
Oh, it's a knee or a groin.
A knee? Can you not throw a brace on there and tape it up and just fucking get out there and compete? No.
I mean, ask your boy fucking Landeskog if you can. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. You never know. You never know. It's just... I think if it's something that keeps you out of a playoff game in general, it's got to be bad. You know, because it's like, you know.
I think if you asked Lanny, though, would you give back your Stanley Cup to have your knee okay? He'd say no.
No, fuck no.
Yeah. So get the fuck out there.
Yeah, but he had to miss 2 years trying to come back. He missed a lot of playoff games. So,
but he wouldn't give up his cup. He would say it's probably, I mean, obviously he didn't want it to happen.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying I could win a cup, but I'm going to lose, I'm going to have, you know, reconstructive knee surgery. I'd sign up for that, Swishy, to win the cup. I would battle through that with a guy that doesn't have one here.
Highs and lows, baby. Peaks and valleys. So you got to enjoy the highs, and the lowest, the lows. You got to trade, you know? Nothing's free.
Do you think it's his knee? Do you have like some sources?
I don't, but it's got to be something serious. So I like a lower bad back to me that I think you'd play.
The thing about a back is if you can't skate, you're no good out there, right? Like, I guess if you have a bad knee, you can't skate either. But
it's got to be a knee or a shoulder or something where it's like,
no, shoulder you'd be playing. No,
you think?
Fuck yeah, you put on a brace and you can't even fucking shoot it up. You don't even know it's there till after the game, and then you're like, oh, give me a vitamin or two, and then you're like, all right, I'm back, baby.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I play with one. It's got to be probably a groin off the bone or something that's fucking just so bad.
If it's a groin off the bone, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how tough you are. You
can't even bone. It's not perfect.
No,
been there.
I mean, I started, you know, round 1 of my second year in Vancouver with a separated shoulder. They just fucking shot her up for me. Booyah. Yeah, felt fine till after the match.
I played 14 games with a thumb. Fucking just that was out to here. It was dislocated. But
it's just like, fuck. You got to think like he's doing everything to get back, right? Like he was on that team last year, obviously that lost in 7, and now he can taste it. You got to think he's
back. I bet. I mean, listen, if this went to 7 games and he's on the brink in a do or die game, he's playing.
Do you think he's just staying in Edmonton getting treatment, or do you think he's flying to LA or New York or fucking Switzerland? Or
he's brought in his guy for sure. They got to have a guy. McDavid's got a guy. I mean, they all got guys nowadays.
Dude, it's not like our era where it's just like,
you just hit the Stairmaster and ice it down after. No.
Ice it from the inside.
Well, these guys are chambering it up and the whole 10.
You do want to see the best players playing this time of year, right? Though, like sure. I'm glad Hischkinen's back, and I want him to be back if they both make it to the Western Conference Finals. You want the best players playing right
absolutely.
Now.
Best on best.
Speaking of best players, Jonathan Huberdeau, Hubie Doobie Doobie of the Calgary Flames, coming at you next here on Missin Curfew.
Fellas.
Go back to Missin Curfew, Up Dog, Jay Swish, friend of the show.
One of my favorite young teammates.
You tried to fucking ruin this guy's career, but he just somehow hung on. But no, obviously, friend of the show, Jonathan Huberdeau. Hubie, thank you for taking the time, buddy. It was good seeing you earlier when you guys were in town playing the Ducks, but thanks for taking the time, my man.
Yeah, no problem. Man. Nice to be there with you guys.
So let's go back to the Florida Panthers days real quick. When the Up Dog, when you came in and you met Scotty Upshaw and you thought, this is a veteran guy I want to have breakfast with and hang around. What was your first kind of impressions as the Up Dog?
I was like, all right, this is the NHL. I got to hang out with Uppy. And obviously there wasn't a lot of guys living in Fort Lauderdale at the time. So Uppy was there. So I just kind of got a condo over there, and he kind of showed me around. And one story I have, it's like I was going down to the beach. I think I was with my parents. I think I might have said it before, but Uppy was going with his board, no shirt off, with headphones, and he was just like flying through. I was like, holy, can't believe this guy. That's life right there.
Well, yeah. I mean, Hubie, could you imagine playing for the Florida Panthers and not living down in Fort Lauderdale where we were? I mean, that transition might have, solely changed the whole organization itself. But there was, me, you, Hazy, even like Goody and Matthias after that season ended up coming down. But it was to think to play in Florida and to not live down by the beach. It's just crazy.
Criminal.
Yeah, I think Uppy changed it after I was there. So we changed the whole
changed the culture.
You changed the whole culture, definitely.
Yeah.
And Uppy, how much? Not that you didn't have enough fun in your 4 years there, but how about if you had that practice rink right in Fort Lauderdale? That would have changed a lot of your drives anyway. Say a lot of your drives in the morning.
Well, more so we could ask Hubie, but I mean, Hubie, you were there, 9 years, right? It's like how nice to have that practice rink where it is for those boys right now.
Yeah, that would have been. When I heard that, that's pretty cool. I mean, you're going there with their golf cart. Like, what can you? I mean, it's pretty cool. Obviously, we had the drive, but I actually didn't mind the drive. But obviously, it would have been nice to have the practice rink over there. But we had a lot of drives together, a little breakfast in the morning, and then with the I-8. I remember the I-8.
I know. So funny enough, Obes, you know this, but our breakfast place that we all went to was called the Obi House.
Yeah.
Shout out to those boys.
That's where I got to know Hubie when I came there for a tryout. We had breakfast like every morning.
Every morning there, yeah. Rodney was a good dude. But Hubie, you were, not so much as a Beamer guy, but you were sponsored by Ford at the time, eh? Remember you got the convertible Mustang the 1 year, free car, he shows up. I'm like, where'd you get this thing? And you're like, well, my agent got me a new car deal. I'm like, it's fucking suits you perfect. But 19 Walsh. In a convertible Mustang going to the rink out in, where was our place in Coral Gables? Yeah, you're a beauty.
I just remember you made me go to John Barbados and suit me up. I had terrible style at the time, and he was like, "Hey, we gotta get you a private shopping," and then we went there. So I remember that. I still have that jacket too. I bought actually.
Well, that's the good thing about buying nice shit.
Way to hang on to it, fella.
Ask Obi how many black leather John Barbados jackets he's had.
A lot. I would love to see I love to see how much I spent at Johnny V over the course of my NHL.
Yeah, well, just and imagine having to pay the extra 40%.
I know.
Hey, right?
Right? I mean, I was in there pretty much almost every week grabbing something for the weekend, right?
For sure. So, Hubie, don't feel bad because we all go through that phase where we came in as bad style. Like, we didn't have great style in junior. And then you got to grab one older guy and be like, take me shopping, would you? So I'm glad that I was able to do that for you, fella. And now you got to pass it on to the younger boys, right?
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll try to do that. I'm not as good as you, but I'll try.
Hughes, my man. First of all, great year. I watched you guys play a ton, but first and foremost, you guys, missed out of the playoffs on a technicality. You had the same amount of points as the Blues. The Blues obviously went on a heater for you, but after having a great year like that, I talk about the year-end benders. I miss it. It was, bittersweet when the season's over, but there's nothing better than getting around your brothers for the last couple days. And how was that in Cowtown with Weegsy and Nas and the boys? Because you guys seem to get a close-knit group this year.
Yeah, we did actually. That was the special group this year. Actually, we had like you said, it sucks to miss the playoffs. I mean, especially when you have 96 points. You expect to get in. Life is life. It's hockey, and it happens. But it's obviously at the end. That's why it was kind of tough to kind of be on a little bender. But like you said, you always kind of enjoy being with the guys, and I think a couple beers, and then you start talking about the season and stuff. And we have some fun. I think we had a day like just the boys in Calgary, and then after we have to do the dinner or a night out with the wives as well. So
what? Wives of the year-end bender? What the fuck?
Yeah.
You would have. What do you mean? Yeah.
No,
What do you mean? Yeah, you would have not stood for that, would have you?
Well, I do remember the time in Florida. It only happened once to me.
How'd you feel about that?
It wasn't perfect.
don't say that. I remember that.
You remember that, Hubie, but I won't mention the name of our veteran older guy who called the shots and was like, "Hey, wives are coming to Miami tomorrow," so I won't mention his name. And I won't also mention the beauty that was our goalie at the time that was just like dumbfounded. He couldn't believe it. You know this guy. You played with him too, but he was like, I am not showing up to this dinner if it's all...
That's how you put your foot down.
I go, we're a team, boys. We all got to show up. Maybe we just stay up all later than they do,
Yeah.
Which we did.
Well, the true beauty is, the wives will go home eventually. Yeah. You're going to outparty the wives. There's no doubt you're going to outlast that. That's for sure.
I just wanted to ask you, Hubie, is just... Weegsy threw out that picture after Matty Coronado signed his ticket for 6.5 times 7 of his bed. Was he actually living like he was in a halfway house, or what was that setup, man? He's in the National League, and that was the bed he was rocking all year?
Oh, yeah, that was Matty was pretty easy to find him, nickname, because, he's a really funny guy. You got to be around, but it was just, funny that I think Weegs went there, I think we were going for a couple of drinks after a game, and then he went to his place and he saw matches. He's like, no, I gotta take a picture of that. I mean, that's pretty insane. But I think he was he took Peltier's place after he got traded and stuff like that. So something happened with that, but I was like, come on, I was gonna buy him a frame for his bed. I was like, there's no way you're gonna sleep on that for the whole season. But got him some cash, so it worked out.
Fuck, you need a good headboard in the National League. There's one thing I do know is you need a good headboard in the National League.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember I think I was maybe 19 or 20. First couple of years pro where you just, the headboard's optional, and then you just go.
That's true. In the jungle, I never had a headboard.
Yeah, then you're like, no, you got to bring in the headboard.
I guess
it looks more classy when you.
Yeah, I can't chirp either. The one summer I lived in Lupul's garage for a month and a half. I slept on an air mattress.
No AC either.
No nothing. I just opened the garage door if she's warm. Just open a little breeze off the ocean there, fella. Hubie, I want to ask you, buddy, you got 912 games. It does feel like yesterday that I was in Florida with you guys and you were just coming into the league, but what kind of leader are you nowadays for the Calgary Flames? I want to get into the way you've changed your game and how much I give you credit for that, but what type of leader are you? Are you vocal? Do you try to lead by example, always in the weight room, or what kind of leader have you turned into?
Yeah, obviously I changed a little bit. When I got traded, the transition was, a little different. And it takes some years, I feel, to become it's your team and you're kind of one of the big leader out there when you change team. I feel in Florida, I kind of felt I was one of the big leader out there with Ekblad and Barkov and these guys. And when I got traded, I came in a real veteran team. We had Tanev, Hanifin, Luch. We had a lot of older guys. They're not there anymore. But I think when everybody got traded, I think I'm not the most vocal guy. I think I try to lead by example as much as I can. And obviously this year, changing a lot more my game. And I was in the gym every day. I didn't miss a workout this year. So it's kind of, I try to change. Obviously we're getting older, so we have to put some more work. But, I wasn't really a gym guy before, but now I'm kind of becoming to be more of it and kind of lead the young guys to do the same.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Hubie, just to add to that, listen, I look at the last 3 years, 4 years actually, you haven't missed many games, and now you're into your 30s, you're almost at 1,000 games, like Obe said. What has been, the Huberdeau secret? Like, what is it? Is it, the stretching? Is it the, jumping in the lake in the summer? Like, what has kept you on top of your game where you the bumps and bruises don't really affect you and you're able to play as many games as you have?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a kind of smarter player, so I don't try to go in areas that maybe I'm gonna get, like, I think some guys kind of goes through and they know they're gonna get hit. It's like me a little bit smarter, and I feel like recovery is the big thing, and more stretching, like you said. I did yoga one summer that I never really did that in my life, so try to change a couple of stuff in my workout. Be more like, with a purpose, and kind of go out there and be stronger. And like you said, I haven't missed a lot of games, so I guess it's working out. And like I'm gonna do even more work this summer, to stay strong.
Yeah, Hughes, I want to talk about you changed your game, because we all know the big trade, right? You had 115 points, and then you go to Calgary, you get the big ticket that you deserved, and lots of pressure comes with that, and things don't go your way right away. And I give you credit for the way you handled yourself. You stuck with it. It couldn't have been easy, except for maybe those every 2 weeks when you got the paycheck. But what I do really appreciate, Hughes, is the way you've changed your game. It's not easy, man. Like, how did you do it? Was it just something mentally that you said, okay, I'm going to play more straight lines, I'm going to get pucks to the net, I'm going to go to the net more? Like, how did you convince yourself to do that? Because it's not easy, and I give you tons of credit, man, and you should be super proud of it.
Well, thank you, Obes. Well, obviously, I think when I was in Florida, I was more like I didn't need to skate that much. I was kind of trying to find the other guys, and they were helping me like a little bit more in straight line and stuff. And when I got to Calgary, I think we're more like defensive team, so we didn't create as much offensively off the rush and stuff like that. So I just said, like, after 2 years that it kind of didn't go really well, I was like, I need to do something, because it wasn't fun for me. Like, I lost my passion a little bit for a game. And I think after that, I just said, what, like, whatever you can control, just work on it. And that's going to be your only option to be successful. And that's why I changed my workout. And I was like, I need to skate with the puck more, be more agile with the puck. And I never really used to do that. So I was like, I need to do it. And that's what I did. And I think when I came back, I was more comfortable with the puck, like skating and doing it more myself. And that's what happened. I think I got to be more physical and kind of be more around the net, be more selfish, because I'll never change my brain. I want to pass all the time. And sometimes, you need to shoot. And I think I've been working on that. It's not perfect still, but I think it'll never be perfect, because I always try to pass, but you need to keep it more simple. So,
Hubie, I just, before Schmaltzy probably has another one for you here, just the difference. I never got to play in Canada. Obes has. He always said I'd love it, and I'm an Alberta guy, but what have you noticed, like, now you're 3 years in, what have you noticed of, like, the way that the game is different up in the Northwest, right? Like, you play in a small rink in Calgary, the Saddle Dome, guys come in, they're always fast, hard games, much different than we had in Florida. Some nights it could be a little sleepy. It's a lot more just probably puck possession play. Now you're getting guys kind of best games when they come in to play the Calgary Flames. Have that transition, are you now used to that? Have you noticed it big time? Like, did it take a little bit to just kind of play a different style of hockey up in the Western Conference?
Yeah, of course. I think, I never really thought about it, because I was like, going there, I thought it was going to be kind of similar and stuff, but it is. Like, I feel like, people and teams don't like to come in Cowtown, like in that ring. I think it's, the old dome, and it's, like you said, every game is like physical, and it's going to be a grind. And I think, all year we grinded. We're a type of team that, we're going to win 2-1, 3-2, stuff like that. So it's like, but it kind of, at some point we started embracing it. And, the fans too, like, it's pretty special. Like, obviously it's been a tough transition, but, the fans, and I like the city as well. I think, the fans have been really nice to me, even though, like, I didn't produce like they probably wish for. And I think they've been really nice to me, and it's passionate fans. You go around, and it's nice to live that too, because it was quite different. Now it's better because they probably won, and it's a little better, but it's always sell out in Calgary, and it's fun, and it's cold, but it's sunny at least.
Yeah, you can throw your shades on. That is one thing about Cowtown. You're like, oh, fuck, throw my shades on today anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hubie, I wanted to ask you, you don't hear a ton, at least down here, about your head coach, Ryan Huska. And I wanted to ask you, like, what would you say some of his best qualities are, especially for the younger players, you being a veteran now, and even just maybe there was different things he kind of unlocked in your game, or he gave you a little bit more leeway than a guy like Daryl Sutter. What would you say his best qualities are in terms of being a head coach?
Yeah, I think he's a coach that he thinks the game pretty well. I mean, he's a smart guy, and he's always well prepared. I mean, we do a lot of videos where we know what we have to do to beat the team when we play them, and I think that's his strength. And obviously, like, I didn't have much ice time last year, like not as much as I wanted to, and we kind of have a talk this summer, last summer, me and Ryan, and things got better this year, and I started playing more minutes, and he started trusting me. So I think he's a guy that I think he's a new coach in the NHL, so he had to learn a lot as well. And for the 2 years I've been with him, I think he learned a lot. And now we have a way better. We had a good relationship, but now it's like when a coach starts to trust you, it goes better. But I think he's a well prepared coach. I would say that's his strength.
Hughes, one thing I've loved about you changed your game too is me and Uppy. Uppy talks about a lot as a forward, like go to the fucking net. And now you go to the net. And I just wonder if the Hubie in St. John one day would have realized he's going to be a net front guy in the NHL, would have you believed it? And second of all, when did you realize, like, the rules have changed? You're not going to get cross-checked like you were early in your career. Like, when did you realize you got good hands and you're good around the net and you've banged some in this year? Like, when did you realize I'm going to go to blue paint and just hang out there?
Yeah, but our power play was kind of struggling, so I think I told like the KP coach, I was like, you know what, like I'll just go net front and try it and kind of mix it up, and it worked out. So I was like, and I'm gonna say I don't know if I want to be stuck there for the rest of my career, but I like the experience, and obviously, I got some goals off it, 2 goals off my shoulder, one goal with my skate, so it worked out, but. Obviously, I think I'm still a player that can play on the outside, but it was I think it's fun because it was touching the puck down low. It was like different than before. It's crazy how you see the ice differently when you're in front of the net and compared to on half walls and stuff like that I played my whole career. So.
Did you notice that, the difference between the half wall and the front of the net? Did you notice that? Did it open up for you more in front of the net than the half wall?
I just always laugh. It's like you get out on a power play and you're like, fuck, I'm not supposed to be out here, but I got to take advantage of this somehow. Where do I go?
You trip the power play guys, then we get out there, we're like, okay, whose route is supposed to go here? What the fuck? What are we doing?
I don't know. I was always a fan of little meat and potatoes, Schmaltzy? Things aren't working out. Hey, Hubie, get off the ice. Upshaw and Schmaltz are getting out there.
Let's give the boys a look here. They're going to pound pucks and get to the net here.
Oh, yeah.
There's always, though, that third power play that always gets like 2-3 goals a year. It always happens. Like, they get 15 seconds and they just score, and you're like, okay, maybe they could have get more.
Yeah, just to keep that PP2 on edge, eh?
Yeah, boy, Edmonton Oilers got a third power play unit.
They don't even have a second power play unit. They got 1.5. I love how 2 guys change and McDavid and Draisaitl and Bouchard stay. They're like, they have 1.5 power play units. But, Hubie, another thing I've respected about you, buddy, I played in Canada, like Uppy said, I played in Vancouver. I like the media attention there. Sometimes, probably too much, but they were good to me. When you respect them, I feel like they're fair. And I think with your time in Calgary, your honesty, the way you've always answered the tough questions and been available for them, do you like the media every day in and out? Because it seems like you kind of just yourself, buddy, and that's what fans and media like.
Yeah, they've been nice. I mean, I don't think it's compared to like Toronto and Montreal. It's a smaller group. I think in Calgary, you don't have as much media, but like I said, I think I have a good relationship with the media guys there. And like I said, I've always been true to myself. So I was like, I'm struggling. And obviously it wasn't easy. I had some, some big downs, and, I wasn't myself. But I think they respected that. And like I said, I think I'm going to come in front of the media. I'm going to be myself, as you guys know. But it's been okay with the media. They've been great, and we have a good relationship. So.
Hubie, I want to take you back here down memory lane to 2010 to 2012, the St. John Sea Dogs, some of the most electric and iconic junior teams. I mean, I'm looking at the one year you guys were 58-7-3. You had guys like Nathan Bolio, Stanislav Geliov, Simone Dupree, Thomas Yurko, Jelenos, Charlie Coyle. Like, is this a team that, you get together? Have you had a 10-year reunion yet since you won? Because I just remember turning on the NHL Network right around this time of year, and I was playing in the USHL, and I'm watching the Memorial Cup, and I'm just watching you snapping around 2 or 3 points a game. I just love those memories of watching that squad, bro. So do you guys ever get together? Have they had any reunions for those squads?
Yeah, we did. We did actually. They started like an alumni group, like in St. John. But it's been like probably 5 years that we didn't go back. But yeah, like 6-7 years ago, I had the chance to see all those guys. Like, yeah, so I think it's always a fun time because junior, I think in my mind, it's one of your best time in your hockey career. I think because like you're all the same age, and you're all there for a reason, play hockey and kind of have fun. It's like because when you get to the NHL, like guys got kids and it's like more split team, but I feel like junior, you're always in the butts together and stuff and having fun. And it's yeah, I've been fortunate in St. John. We had like I get in every year. I mean, I was there 3 years and we finished first, I think, every year. We lost in the final, won the Mem Cup, and went to the Mem Cup and lost. Like so, in junior was obviously cool because we were winning mostly every game, and you go in the bar and you're like, yeah, 3 points minimum in there.
That's nice. You brought that attitude to Florida too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I got to find it back though.
Hubie, that Zach Phillips too was unreal. I actually had a cup of coffee with him. He played in Chicago with the Wolves with me for a little bit. Maybe if he didn't drink like 30 beers a night, he'd still be playing. He was sick.
Give him a shout out. Yeah, this guy was a beauty.
He was a beauty.
That's great. But yeah, you could drink some beers. Yeah, sure. He was, but yeah, he got drafted first round too to Mini, I think, and
Yep.
he was a good player. He wasn't like the best skater, but is like for me and him was a good combination because I mean I was just passing the puck all the time and he would just snipe. So just me and Schmaltzy would be the same, like just passing the puck.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been drunk with Upshaw in St. John's, Newfoundland. I've never been to St. John, New Brunswick. Is it similar to?
Nothing's like
St. John's, right?
No, you don't need to go visit.
Yeah, like because St. John's, Newfoundland. I've been there one time, and I never went in the minors when they had a team for whatever reason, scheduling conflict. But fuck, I loved it there.
Yeah,
St. John's, Newfoundland was
no, it's but the East Coast, Hubie, like the East Coast. Even in junior, it had to have been pretty special to go out. Like people just love hockey. They love the fact that like they got their junior teams and stuff. But that atmosphere had to have been great.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's it was a great hockey city. I mean, like I said, we had a good team, so obviously we were being followed more. But yeah, we could hold like 6,000-7,000 people a night, and it's a small city, so. But it was a cool experience. I loved it there. There's not much to do, like really, but it's like, when you're around your teammates and stuff, it's always fun.
Updog would have found something to do. Updog would have found something to do. But hey, Hughes, back to the Flames. I watched a lot of Flames game, buddy, because of you and Weegsy baby, and I love Kaji's game. And at the start of the year, I got to be honest, but I didn't give you guys much of a hope. I thought you guys were going to be a lottery team, and then you got off to a great start. Was it right from training camp you guys started to believe, or was it the fast start? When did you guys start realizing that, hey, this isn't a fluke, we're a good hockey club, and we can be a playoff team?
Yeah, we did. I think, like you said, like all the outsiders were like bottom 3 teams in the league. And I mean, we believe in our group. I think we made some changes a little bit, and now we had like kind of like 6 older like leaders really like kind of carrying the torch, and kind of everybody bought in our system and the way we play. And I mean, you'd ask around the team, around the league, I think we were a pretty hard team to play against, like just kind of closing everything and hard to score some goal. And obviously we had like Wolfie, unbelievable rookie year, and then Vladar was really good as well. So I think we had some 2 great goalies, and we're kind of playing together and having a lot of fun. So I think we believe in each other, and like I said, it sucks that it fell short like this because I would have liked to see us like play Winnipeg in the first round.
Plus, I had money on you boys on DraftKings. I got you at like fucking plus 1,600 there halfway through the year to make the dance.
To make it, huh?
Just to get in.
I know.
Fuck.
How much? $1?
I put 1,000 on it, so it would have been nice. It would have been nice. I believed in you, Hughes. When you started going the blue paint, I started to believe. I'm like, I believe in this team. Hughes going the blue paint. I love it.
So fires, Obi.
Yeah, and Hughes. Obviously, I had a little cup of coffee in Calgary. That wasn't great for me, but you know, it is a great city, and they do have great fans. And as much as we love the Saladome, I don't love the pisser lineups. Remember how long that pisser? We had to go down and sneak into the dressing room almost.
It was the Battle of Alberta.
Yeah, it was. It was the battle of the pissers, is what it was. But you guys are getting a new rink, and how important is that for you guys, like you and Weegsy Baby and Nas that have signed long-term? And more importantly, how important for free agents moving forward here? Because Calgary's a great town. You get a brand new, beautiful barn. Might be easier to get some guys to come up there, eh?
Yeah, of course, because I think it's not easy for Calgary to get some free agent, but it's it's a better city than guys think. So and I feel like with that new rink. I mean, obviously this rink right now is really old and stuff, but it's still like special, to play in this building. But at the end of the day, a new building is going to be huge, and I feel maybe it's going to attract more free agent, and see our plan is to be good, like really good team in 2 years when the new rink's going to be. And like I said, I think it's going to, they showed us like kind of the plan and stuff, and it's going to be pretty special.
It's got to be better. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide in that fucking dressing room, dude. I was like trying to just dodge Bob Hartley every day, and there's nowhere. Like I'd have to go hide in the gym. I'm like, I'm just gonna go to the gym and hang out. Okay, there's no lounge, eh? There's just like a little kind of kitchenette area there for the boys to grab a bagel or something.
Keep it old school. Yeah, toughen it up, bud. It's toughen you up.
I was fucking tough. I was just like, this is. Give me a lounge. Are you kidding me? I would have folded. Yeah, I had a full off.
It's easy to order your omelet in the morning because you're just coming in. You're seeing the chef right away.
Yeah, the chef's right there. You're like, hey, excuse me, but I got to hang my gitch up here. But I'll have a fucking omelet there. Throw a couple hams. Throw ham in there.
Throw a towel on O'Brien. Fuck.
I got to go weigh in, boys, but I'll have a fucking egg white fucking omelet there. The last one for me, Hubes, on hockey anyways. I couldn't have you on without talking about our boy, Mackenzie Weegar. Weegsy, baby. You've been with him since his rookie year in Florida. Weegsy Baby now tells me he's underpaid, which fuck, he might be right nowadays. But when he got his big deal, I was so happy for him. But what's it like to see him mature and turn into legitimately a top pair defenseman?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, I think we've seen him. I was in the same organization as him in Florida, and I think he went to the A, won a couple of games there. I don't know how many games in the coast. I mean, he went down there and he still like. Maybe it was a little wake-up call for him, but he got up and he worked hard and came back and, had when he had his chance with I think Ekblad was out of the lineup or he played with him. I mean, he was pretty special. And then since he come to Calgary, I think, he's a really huge leader in our dressing room and, unbelievable guy. I mean, I love to be around him. I think he's a funny guy. And, loves to have fun, loves to be with the boys, and it's fun to have him. And I'm happy, obviously he signed a long contract, but, maybe a little underpaid, but. Hey.
I remember when we got sent to the coast. I finally got called up after Dale Talon was done, buried me till January. Somebody got hurt, and you guys were in Buff, and we were in Toronto, and I had something set up for the boys. I had my own room. So I jump in the car to head down the QEW. I'm like, Weegsy, you can have my room tonight. It's paid for, everything. It's all yours. Just fucking whatever you do, don't be late tomorrow. Sure and shit, he's fucking late for the bus. I get a text from the boys. Weegsy's not. I'm with you guys. I'm like, what do you want me to do, fellas? I'm fucking, we're on our way to wherever, Washington or something. I'm texting him, and he finally gets back to me. He's like, yeah, fucking slept in. Fucking alarm clock didn't go off. I'm like, next thing you know, I come back. He's in the coast. So I go to Tom Roy. I go, where's my boy? Oh, we had to send him down. I'm like, get him back up here. Like, there's no need for him. Like, he's a great kid. But he went down there for like a month to a little people
spare under his.
Yeah, he came back. He was like,
he's a beauty right from the get-go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. He's a great kid.
Yeah. Schmaltzy, you got one more hockey on before I start talking about this big house he's building on the lake?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask QB, like, a lot of the times, as a player, you feel like maybe you're paying your agent for no reason. You're paying this guy 4%. You're cutting him a big check, but you got a guy in Walsh he's always ringside for you guys. It feels like whether you need a hit piece out there or just to stick up for you, or even it just seems like a guy that is a true friend to all of his clients. So I just wanted you to touch on your agent there, Alan Walsh, and what he means to you. And it just seems like, a lot of the times agents, they'll sign you to a deal and they'll just disappear, where this guy seems like he's activated, and he's there, every step of the way helping you out.
Yeah, no, I got to be nice because he might tweet something. Not it, but it. But and Walsh, Walsh, I think that's why it's true that I talked to some guys and they're like, I haven't talked to my agent in like a year or a year and a half, and I'm like, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I talked to Alan probably like 4 times a week, and we kind of we always chat. He sees how I'm doing, or anything I need, I can just reach out to him. So which is fun. It's fun to have a guy, and he has like so many connections. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I want to go golf somewhere. He's gonna dial me up, and and stuff like that. So this guy is, he became a really close friend, and it's cool to have like an agent that you can be close with him, and he can help you in anything too. So.
I like that he's always got the players back.
Yeah.
And he'll go right at the league. He'll fucking go right at the league and let them know. I'm like, that a boy, Walsh. I don't know you, but way to fucking keep him honest at the league there.
TV
Open up the
ratings.
books to the boys. Let's see the books. Let's see the fucking books, Gary. Open them up.
He's not shy to fire a few TV ratings out there and stuff when they're bad, right? That's good. Well,
someone's got to keep the league on.
it was a game.
You and Richardson aren't going to do it, so someone's got to do it.
I'd see him, as I always tell him, like, be good as our PA.
Yeah.
PA guy. I mean, it'd be like a great, because he would protect the players up here.
Might be a lot.
But he's,
Might be a lockout though, eh? Hughes, might be a strike if he was calling the show.
oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually would have a strike. But he's, I want to keep him as my agent, so that's the angle.
Hubie, you're pretty. It's a pretty big summer for you, buddy. Congrats, you're having a baby here shortly in a little over a month. So congrats to you and your missus. But you're also, I always loved your old videos of you working out. You got your brother in there, your buddies, no shirt, no shoes, on the lake,
No problem.
What's the program for this summer? You building a nice gym on the lake, and how's the house coming?
What a league, eh, Hughes? What a league, bud.
How's the house coming?
What a league that is. Yeah, it's a long project. It's been like a year, a little bit over a year of building, but it's supposed to be ready in July. We'll see how it goes. But I'd like to obviously be in there for a month before I leave. Coming along, I went actually this morning, so it's pretty cool to see see the house, kind of walk in there. And it's gonna be a cool place. I mean, I want to live there, after I'm done, and obviously maybe somewhere warm as well. But that'd be my house for a bit. Having kids there, so we're excited to have the kid in a bit. Finally being a dad, so it's gonna change a lot, but for good reason.
That's the dream right there. Florida in the winter, back on the lake in the summertime. That's fucking why you get in the shooting lanes right there. That's why you go to the net, Hubie. Hey, last one from you, Hubes. We appreciate you, my man. How's the golf game? Are you still bombing it? Any golf trips? Hey, you better fucking get on a golf trip before that kid comes there. I'll tell you that right now, because every kid that comes, golf trips go less and less. So maybe you should get out there, Hubes.
Yeah, no, I did actually. After the year, I went to Vegas for a week. And we hit some nice, we had some nice golf course. We had the chance to play the Summit and PBC Summerlin, a couple of really nice tracks. So that was fun. But I missed the uppy stick, man. I play with a stick this year, and I was striping that ball. You can ask Gold.
Yeah. It was a stripe show. I've never seen him hit that crispy, to be honest with you.
What do you think? Those little mirrors, though, you like those?
He
things?
liked them.
Little
He's
butter.
Yeah,
actually, I wanted to text you. I like to get those, and it's nice. The grips are bigger. And
Big
stuff.
fat grips, yeah.
I told you just to take his right on the fucking Team Bird back with you. Remember? I'm like, just take him. He'll figure something
out. Nice of you to let me borrow them, but no, I had a day with them, so I might be able. But my game is not good. I actually had a lesson tomorrow. I'm starting to get lesson for once in my life, so I want to get dialed in.
Well, you hit it good the day I put with Hero driving me by about 50 yards, but that's not saying a whole lot with my game nowadays. But Hubie, my man, thank you. You're always great to Missin Curfew. We're always pulling for you here, buddy. Have a great off season. Good luck with the baby, and enjoy building that banger house on the lake, buddy, because that's what the National League is all about.
Here we go. Thanks, fellas. I appreciate it.
Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Up dog, swishy. Thanks to Hubes. Great kid. Great French accent. Hey, funny fucker. And with the media, honestly, I pay attention up there. He's really good with them. He makes them laugh. He's a funny guy.
He is. He hasn't changed much, boys. He came in with an attitude of, I'm a great player. Confidence was all there. Like I said, we talked about his junior days, but he came in with swagger. He came in as an NHLer right from the get-go. Funny how he said he's got to get that touch back, but you look at his point production Obes this year was back to where
Only 8 goals, man.
He's playing a lot of games. He's playing tough minutes. He's a great leader on their team. I miss him, and his English is coming a long way. I know it's still a little broken, but fuck, he couldn't speak barely any English when he first.
I was thinking what his English was like when he stepped foot in St. John there for his first year junior. He probably was, is it French speaking in New Brunswick?
I think so, yeah, a little bit, but great kid. Thanks for him to come on. I like Calgary. I think they got a good bunch of young guys there.
I'm all in on Calgary now. I'm over the scar tissue of Bob Hartley swish. I'm over it. I'm on the Flames fucking bandwagon. I am. Me and Graham Dillette, we're on the fucking. I'm on with Gramble.
I like it. Boys, you know what I loved about Hubie, too, is his honesty. He's like, yeah, I wasn't the biggest guy to work out, and now I'm just starting to work out. Like 900 games later, he's starting to figure it out. He's in the gym every day. He's setting an example. It's funny how that works. You know what I mean? You kind of get off your screws a little bit. You kind of get it back on the rails, and then add some different things. And he's found a way to rejuvenate his career and kind of get it back on it. And had a great season this year. So it was fun chat with him. And I would have loved to seen a young Hubie with the up dog bombing around on his longboard back in the day down Las Olas over there in Fort Lickerdale. That would have been all time. That would have been an all time, dude. Again, the old up dog with the shades on, the I-8. Oh,
yeah. Well, what a league. But yeah, and listen, in all honesty, it's not easy to change your game. And for him to do that, right? He got his big contract. He could have said, fuck it, I'm going to play this way. I don't care what people think. And he didn't do that. He changed it for the betterment of the team. And they were almost a playoff team because of it. So, Hubie, thank you, my man. Swishy, thank you. Updog fellas. Thank you to Whole Pass Media, Kyle, Casey, Conway, Max, Ice Pick Pickup. That was Missin Curfew, fellas.